our goal is to make this compost a complete nutrient by the diversity of the ingredients we add. We put a bunch of the old corn stalks from the garden this year at the bottom and sunflower stalks to add airflow into the bottom of the pile. Nitrogen, which is aged organic dairy cow manure and our own goat manure.
It's collected all season from the last time we gathered it to make last year's compost.
And then to that we add a bunch of different kinds of carbon. We have rice straw, we have fallen oak leaves, the chipped up cannabis stalks from this season, some spent alfalfa, bedding from our chicken coops, as well
The seaweed.
Oh yeah. Seaweed that we all collected out here on the Lost Coast. We went out to the beach on a low tide and collected a big truckload full of seaweed and crab shells and dead jellyfish and all that kind of stuff, and that's gone in the mix here.
Yeah, it's a delicious pile this year.
And then a layer of manure, and then a layer of straw, and then a layer of ingredients, and then a layer of manure, and a layer of straw, and a layer of ingredients, and kind of make a delicious microbe lasagna where they have access to everything they could possibly want to proliferate and turn all this raw material into stable humus for the garden.
And we'll make it about 50% taller than it is now, right?
Yeah.
And then by the time we're using it, it drops down again to about this size, I'd say. So we'll have about this much finished compost.
We used to just do a very thermophilic compost pile, so like a heat-loving, where we monitor the heat. When it drops down below about 100 degrees Fahrenheit again, we know it's time to turn it, oxygenate it, and it kicks back up again. And we'll do that. It takes about a month, and then we'll turn it, and about another month, and we'll turn it. And we'll do that 3 times, then leave it to become like a mesophilic type compost, a cooler compost for the finishing. And then all these ingredients that have composted all these nutrients and then left the lignins, the woody bits and pieces that are still in there, then in that final finishing can become a more a fungal dominant balanced compost. And then we are hoping to cover it and let it just slowly and coolly cook itself throughout the season, and we'll start using it next fall or the following spring.
The addition of a really complex and dynamic compost, the biggest thing I've noticed is how long the produce stays fresh and crisp and flavorful, unlike anything I've ever been able to purchase, even at a farmer's market. Like the lettuce in the fridge a week later looks like it was picked that morning.
Yeah, if plants have all of the micronutrients, all of the minerals, everything that they need available to them in a form that's already made the most bioavailable through the composting process, then those plants are going to reach their fullest potential.
When we do things just right in terms of supplying the micronutrients, the macronutrients, everything the plants need, they need so little from us in terms of pest protection and disease protection. And we've seen that when we haven't been able to supply that, those plants end up dealing with more pest pressure. And you can just imagine that up the food chain, like you will have that food in you and all those nutrients that help you deal with your disease and pest pressure.
Put all these good ingredients together with all the good ingredients we have here and make magic, like gather all this biomass and all this richness that's been created through this season and transform it to magical soil health for next season.
Oh, we can add in those rotten apples at some point too.